Welcome to the bear market. ETH is at the lowest it has been since January of 2021. Where do we go from here?
Many people are hurting, but we're here to help you navigate what to do when everything seems to be going down. And as the old saying goes, when others are fearful, be greedy. Welcome to Goats in the Metaverse. Stanley, is it time to be greedy or is it time to be fearful?
I don't know. I have a lot of mixed emotions. It's been a rough couple of days. Usually I'm very positive, but when your portfolio and net worth starts getting into some really shitty numbers, you really start to question decisions in life. But with that being said, I lean on OGs like you to tell me we're gonna make it. We've been here before, and I am remaining positive, and I'm excited to be doing the show. I am. I actually want to talk about what's happening in the market and hopefully help calm our audience down.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Before we go into the market, it's worth talking a little bit about the emotions that people might be feeling at this point in time, seeing zeros being erased from your potential net worth by trading JPEGs or in the general market or in the crypto market. Doesn't seem like there's anywhere that is safe. So, a lot of regret is probably the biggest feeling that is out there. I regret that I didn't sell when I could have, when I should have, when I saw things going a little crazy, and lots of people feeling that feeling of regret at this point in time. And the message that I have for you is well, the market goes down and the market goes up. All that matters is that you're in the right projects, that you are in the right, making the right bets, and that you are here for the long run. This is not my first down market. This is my third. It doesn't mean I don't have regrets, doesn't mean I don't feel the same emotions. But what I do know is that this too shall pass and that these things only get bigger, not smaller, as time goes on. So let's go into what does that look like? What does that feel like? And where do we think some of those bets may be? Where are we in the market? Let's start with Ethereum.
Ethereum at $1,169. This is a low number. If you look at it for the last 24 hours, it was touching almost 1250, over 1250 at one point, and it was down below 1100. I actually read an article on Uniswap. At one point it did get below 1,000 when a whale cashed out his Ethereum allegedly. Those numbers are really low, and what we'll also see is in the last 30 days we're down a lot of money. We're down almost 100%, right? More than 100%, 100%. That is a big swing. So if you were worth $1, now you're worth 50 cents. If you were worth $1 million, now you're worth 500,000. Those are big swings and a hard pill to swallow. I think for everybody. But I do, what Yasi said, and this is the conversations I've been having for the last 24 hours. We're not talking about, guys, crypto has crashed. We are fucked. We're talking about, guys, the economy is crashing. Gas is at an all-time high. Stock market is in a bear market in the low. Crypto market is crashing. I mean, here you go. Mortgage demand lowest since 2001. Consumer confidence at an all-time low. Credit card debt up 20% in April alone. Inflation of 8.6 highest percent since 1981. I mean, my son the other day was shocked that it cost me $110 to pump my gas of tank. He goes, Dad, I thought it was only $5. No, son, it is $110. And we talk about investments and we talk about crypto, we talk about stock market, we talk about real estate. If you really break it down, like some people have to spend $100 to drive to work. That is real money, and people are going to be hurting. But at the same time, for some savvy investors who are going to come in and buy at the bottom, which hopefully this is the bottom, down the line, we'll be looking at this and saying, I remember that day when ETH was at $1,100. I bought in, and hopefully now it's at 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, etc.
Yeah, if you think about it, what I recall is in 2019, I was at a conference called DevCon, that is Ethereum's annual conference. It was in Czech Republic, in Prague. And at that point in time, Ethereum had hit a high of about $1,500 there or thereabout, maybe a little bit higher, and then crashed down to $70 in a very short space of time. And at DevCon, it was about $86 at that point in time. I was there. There were about 2,000 developers, maybe 3,000 developers, all talking about everything that they were building on Ethereum, all the excitement, all the enthusiasm in the room. And then I said, well, this cannot be worth $80 at that point in time. This is a oversell of the market. Let me go in and buy as much Ethereum as I can. And then on the rally, I was like, oh, if only I had bought more. And I feel like this is almost like we're at the same point in time. Move forward 3 years. Where are we in the world of Ethereum? Well, we have NFTs that are being traded at hundreds of millions of dollars a day. We have the merge coming up that is changing it from proof of stake to from proof of work to proof of stake, that is successfully being tested and happening in August. We have a much bigger community out there, and can't say that this is now a time to be bearish on ETH. Can say is probably that it is maybe a good time to start accumulating into ETH at these kind of price points. I do think there is more blood. I think there is more panic, and I think there is going to be more pain. So I wouldn't go and ape in all my money into ETH right now, but I'm starting to slowly accumulate over time. Talk in my chats is that they're thinking anywhere between a $400 to $800 price point. The bears always do come out when things are bearish. So, that could be the bottom, but definitely accumulation point for me. My conviction and confidence that ETH as a network is here to stay and is only going to get stronger. So use that for what you want. For me, this is time to start accumulating.
And one thing I'll say is this is the time where, millionaires are made, companies are built, right? Like, it always starts from a story of like, I lost everything and then I built this, right? There are going to be players that are going to come into the market, and disrupt it, right? Because what also is going to happen is a lot of people are going to get scared and walk away from it. So your competition is going to fizzle out. Survival of the fittest, the strong will survive, the weak will be gone, which on a different perspective is kind of what you want, because if you're investing into projects, you want to invest into projects that are going to be here long term. So, and you want to invest in those operators and those builders that are here to build and are not afraid to build during this time.
I agree with that. The challenge is, well, do you have any dry powder? Do you have any fiat left to invest? If maybe you were all in the market before, it's very hard to bring in some new cash. So that is the challenge. And the other lesson that we're learning and that people need to learn is that when the market does turn and does rebound, that taking profit is not a sin. Taking profit is not a bad thing. We have the diamond hand memes that go around that I'm never selling. This is my forever NFT, or I'm holding on to this for dear life. Well, we're seeing that the markets are cyclical. And a better, smarter way is to choose some tops, exit out, and then rebuy on the downside. Easy to say in hindsight when the emotion grips you at the point in time. I, for one, am one of those people where you see it going up and up and up, and you get some loss aversion and you don't necessarily sell. So these are the lessons that we're going to remind you of when we're back in the bull market. We're going to pull up this tape and we're going to go, remember what we said now when we were feeling the pain, when you're feeling the euphoria, so that you know what to do then. But let's go into some of those projects that we think have the potential. Let's go over our daily floor price check-in, have a look at where the charts are and where we think are some good strategic bets, where there's some long-term viability, and maybe others where we're passing.
So daily floor price check-in, where are we at? Everything was absolutely down. Board API Club was sitting at 76 Ethereum yesterday. You could have bought an ape for $90,000. Still a lot of money, but if you think about it from a different perspective, before land drop, ETH was at $3,000 and apes were at 150 Ethereum. You're talking about
$450,000.
$450,000. That is an insane amount of money. Now we're dropped to $90,000. They did go up. They're about at 86 Ethereum. And the market is down. I think right now you could buy a Moonbird for about 16 ETH. At the top, when I bought, they were at 34 Ethereum. Okay. And Ethereum was at about $2,800, $2,900. So $100,000 to buy a Moonbird. Today, you could buy a Moonbird for approximately $18,000, $19,000. That is a very, 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 very big discount, my friend. And look, I mean, you're going to assume that Kevin Rose, and he did it. He put out the tweet yesterday, and said, "I'm building. It doesn't matter what the ETH price is." And you're going to assume that he's true to his word. He's building. If you had conviction in Kevin Rose at 34 ETH at $100,000, why don't you have conviction in Kevin Rose at $19,000? What has changed? Listen, if you don't believe in the space anymore, I get it. And I think a lot of people will leave. And they'll be back. When they'll be back? When it's back on top. But I don't think that's how you make money.
Well, certainly not the way you make money buying into the top. The way you make money is buying low and selling high. The number one rule of trading. And it's a great question. These communities that exist, are they going to be around in 3 to 5 years' time? Well, you need to take a bet. You need to take a view that the NFT market is either going to grow, accelerate, and become even bigger than it is right now, or you're like, well, you don't think this thing is going to actually be anything. We're obviously big believers that it's going to be mind-changing, industry-disrupting technology, and that this is just the start. So you have VFriends, Gary V. Are you a backer of him and his community at a 6.4 ETH price point, just under $10,000 that you can buy into the Gary V community today? Are you saying the same thing with Kevin Rose and Moonbirds? What about Yuga Labs? What about Artifact and Nike and Clonex? Those are the questions you should be asking on these teams that you want to back. We've got Fidenza's on the daily floor price on our blue chips. Fidenza's Tyler Hobbs, is he going to be a generational artist? Is he going to be the person that is going to be displayed in the NFT galleries of the MoMA Museum? And is Tyler Hobbs going to be that? Is the Fidenza that type of artwork? Those are the ways you should be thinking today on these like multi-year timelines, and who are the teams that you want to back. And that's where we're looking to see where are we going to make our bets and our plays into the same fundamentals that you would think of in backing any business. Who are the founders? What is the team behind them? What is the product that they have? What is the community that they've built? And are they here to stay for the long term? And what is that vision that they're trying to bring to reality?
And you have other options, right? I mean, if you do believe you're not sure which team to choose, you could make the bet into Ethereum, right? And hopefully watch it grow, and hopefully you're buying at the bottom, and it does get back to the $3,000, the $2,000, the $3,000, the $5,000 mark. Now it might take some time, right? It might take a lot of time. We don't know. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. We're not experts in predicting and trying to sell you on a package that you're going to be able to sell. We have no idea. What we could tell you is the technology is still the technology, right? And we probably are going into a recession, even though I'm not an economist. And there are going to be dark times. But the question becomes, once we come out of those dark times, Ethereum and the blockchain technology is still going to be here, right? And if you were able to make those smart investments and those smart bets, you're going to be a winner. And if you couldn't because you weren't in the right financial situation to do so, that's complete. Like, I don't think anybody's going to blame you for that. one thing that I think you hit on, Yasi, is that people have learned their lesson. People will take profits off the table as they can down the line. And I think that's what life is. We want to learn from our mistakes and continue to grow as people, as humans, and hopefully not make them again twice.
Well, with that being said, there has been some notable sales in the market. So we do have some high conviction bets taking place. We had a CryptoPunk selling for 275 ETH with a $338,000 sale, and we think that is Gary V who purchased that punk. So he's putting his money where his mouth is. Another CryptoPunk for 275 ETH, that's $307,000. Tyler Hobbs for Denza selling for $160,000, 130 ETH. And a Bored Ape, the Crown Bored Ape, selling for 135 ETH, $165,000. Some big numbers happening in this bear market. So people are saying what we've been saying. We've got conviction in these communities, and we think at these price points, it's a buy, because when the market turns, these are going to be the blue chips that are going to rebound hard.
Absolutely. And props to Gary Vee. I mean, I think he came out there and said, my conviction is in the OGs, right? We know I think it's a 70th CryptoPunk that he bought, and he bought it. He didn't go buy a floor, right? He bought the one that he wanted, and he has conviction in the brand. And I think he tweeted out history and utility. So I'm assuming we know utility is coming from Yuga. CryptoPunks were like 40 grand yesterday, which was what they were last February, and they went up to 450,000. If utility comes back, which we know it's coming, is CryptoPunks a buy? I mean, not financial advice. The answer is yes, if you can afford it. And like, I spoke to a buddy of mine yesterday who was going to buy an ape at 300 grand. I told him, hey man, at 90 grand, it looks much better than 300,000. This is the time to strike. As always, our goal is simple. We want to provide as much value to you guys as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe so we could provide more daily alpha. Before we let you go, we're going to give you one piece of alpha. Omega Runner, Yassi's first initial project through Metaverse, goes on sale today. It is live today. If you buy a comic book for $29, you get a physical copy sent to your home. And you also get automatically whitelisted for the PFP NFT drop that is happening, I believe, in July. So for $29, you get a whitelist spot and a physical comic. And I believe you get invited to an exclusive Metaversal party. So there is alpha in a bear market. That is it. Yasi, where can somebody go buy this comic book?
You can go to omegaxrunner.xyz, so www.omegaxrunner.xyz, and buy the comic. It is a limited time sale. So we think it'll be around probably for the next 24 to 48 hours. But after that, the first edition will be gone. And like Stanley said, we're going to be throwing a launch party at NFT NYC next week for all Runner comic holders. So that is a way to get invited to that event. We'll have the co-producers of Clubhouse Pictures, the co-producers of The Hunger Games, and other great movies there as well. It's going to be a great event. And, if we can't celebrate the bull market, we can certainly commiserate with a drink and have some fun in the process.
Free drinks, Yasi? Is that what you're telling us?
Free drinks, private show at Sleep No More, and an amazing comic book.
So for $29, you get free drinks. Like, even if you don't want the comic book, you can invite the party.
There's no lose in this equation. It's a no-lose equation.
Coming to NFT NYC that are not from New York, a drink costs about $29 in New York City. So this is a good buy. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.